Knicks, Allen, were down 101-94, 5:20 to go. And from that point on, the Knicks outscored the Hawks 22-13 to win the game.
And that was a hell of a timeout for Tom Thibodeau, wasn't it? Because it really felt like the game was slipping away at that point. Saddiq Bey gets the dunk, and you just felt like momentum was all in Atlanta's side. And then a timeout's called. You're trying to regroup. There's still a lot of time left. There's still 5 minutes to go in the game, but still, you just felt like this was slipping away. The Knicks were turning it over a ton. But then they come out of the timeout. They run 2 plays the same way, and one quickly gets a 3. The other one, he gets to the basket, scores. A little hustle play from Mitchell Robinson. That gets you another basket. Suddenly it's a 9-0 run. You're right back, 8-0 run, right back into this game. It's immediate. It's incredible how immediately the game just turned right there. That showed how the Knicks kept the mindset right on the road. You don't let go of the rope. This is a veteran team. They keep fighting. They keep playing. That was an impressive timeout, impressive answer, and this is an impressive road win.
Without R.J. Barrett, again out with migraines. Knicks now 1-3 without Barrett in the lineup. The first game they've won without R.J., and they got it done, Allen, when it mattered most in crunch time. Brunson had 10 points, as I mentioned, in the fourth quarter, and so too did Emmanuel Quickley. 10 of Quickley's 20 came in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, we'll show you how it all went down, just like we were talking about it. So here's Saddiq Bey on this play here, as now Atlanta's rolling. You get a miss, the dunk, the crowd's going crazy. He's hanging, celebrating, timeout. Come back out. Okay, let's get some buckets, get back into this thing. Quickly knocks one down. There's 3 of his 10. Then you get this reverse. Here's the hustle I'm talking about from Mitchell Robinson. Not giving up on the play, diving. Find Jalen Brunson. He knocks down the 3. There's your 8-0. Now you're right back in this thing, and you've got the lead in your pocket. But, of course, the Hawks, this is where Dejounte Murray started taking over. Trae Young wasn't getting it done scoring-wise. He had the big assist game. But Murray started making shots. How about this beautiful find? It's funny. Brunson couldn't make much inside of 2, but he can make the 3s in this game. Made 6 of them. And you love this ball movement. Josh Hart doesn't settle for the 3. Takes it all the way in. Shot clock buzzer. More hustle, more effort. Hart makes sure he gets that rebound. Brunson, watch for the cutting. Julius Randle, all of a sudden from outside your screen into the paint, and a big finish there as well. The offense just started flowing once again. It was on again, off again, and here's the big bucket. Get to your spot, Jalen, and knock down that shot. Huge bucket there. The Knicks do survive. A lot of times, like, there's mistakes happen in this game. Tom Thibodeau is not going to like the turnover number. It was 17, way too high, second and third quarter. Serious issues there. But in the end, quickly making free throws, making big plays. Mitchell Robinson, a lot of unsung hero kind of stuff. And then Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, the 2 stars, making sure they made the plays that matter to win the game.
Randle with 29, Brunson with 24. Let us now bring in Monica McNutt. She helped call the game on the MSG Radio Network in Atlanta. Monica, did you bring your seatbelt with you tonight?
No. First of all, when the Knicks fumbled that inbounds play with 4.7 or whatever it was to go, okay, breathe. Breathing exercises, Vito. Breathing exercises. But I got to echo what Han just said. I thought the swing, you could pick your poison in terms of the key moments down the stretch in the fourth, whether it was the 2 baskets between Quick. I personally was a huge fan of the Julius-Jalen connection, 2 consecutive possessions, each of them scoring, each of them assisting. And then ultimately, I'm not sure what I make of only shooting 5 free throws today, because I do think that the Knicks were attacking the paint. I'm going to go with not a great night for the Hawks defensively.
You know what? It's funny. That was my stat to watch, Monica. It was free throws, because we know the Hawks get to the line, 4th highest rate in the league. They shoot a 4th highest percentage. You don't want to get into a free throw game with them. I couldn't believe at one point Trae Young had more free throw attempts than the Knicks did until the end, when the Hawks had to foul. And the Knicks were getting in the paint. Like you said, they were getting in the paint and scoring. But it felt like, they were going through pockets of the game where the offense moves really well, and then other pockets where the ball was turning over, like self-inflicted wounds were happening here. Does it feel like that this offense is still figuring itself out?
Yes, to me it does. And I get it. You've got all-NBA guys on your team, and obviously in Julius Randle. You've got all-NBA caliber guys on your team in Jalen Brunson, and both of them know how to score in isolation. And I thought that there were times where both of them made really good decisions in isolation, but then there were other times where I was like, guys, you've seen the benefit of the ball moving around versus this Atlanta Hawks team. It's going to come back to you. And so that is, I think, a song and dance for every NBA team, so I don't think that's a bad thing. I thought when it mattered the most tonight, there were byproducts of ball movement. Even if we go to Quick's plays, Julius called for him. I don't know if you guys saw that detail, but Julius was calling for him to come get that ball to set up both of those plays that he assisted on. And then, of course, the Jalen and Julius connection was also the product of ball movement. But, y'all, I cannot give them just the credit, because to me, I'm pretty sure the second basket on the Jalen and Julius connection was a byproduct of Mitchell Robinson's activity and perfect defense off of the screen defending DeJounte Murray that led to a steal. Mitchell Robinson has been huge so far this season for the Knicks.
You know, it's funny. This is how we've worked so much together now. You read my mind. I was looking at Bill.
That's a concern. That is a red flag.
I know what I want to ask again, because you and I were on ESPN last week, and what we were doing, we were talking about Victor Wembanyama. We were saying, wait, before we talk about him, we got to mention to the rest of the country about Mitchell Robinson and what he's becoming. Well, let's talk about it here, like you just brought it up. His matchup with Clint Capella a couple of years ago might have been dominated by Clint Capella. No longer. Mitchell Robinson dominated this matchup with Capella, who once used to dominate the Knicks, and he made big plays. We saw one in the run where he's diving on the floor, making sure he secures that rebound that was being fumbled around, a steal, a huge block on Murray. He has been great. You never see it in the box score that much, but when you're watching the game, he does jump off the page, doesn't he?
He was fantastic tonight, and we sort of asked Jalen in the radio post-game, what's been up with Mitch? He's like, he came ready to work. Jalen also suggested that going back home to New Orleans early in the season gave Mitch a little bit of a confidence boost. If that's what you need, I'll take it. But in general, and I say this sort of tongue-in-cheek, but I also mean it, this season so far, I think tonight twice, and then the other day one time versus Charlotte at home, but Mitch's ability to stay on his feet, I think, is a huge difference maker. By my count, and I could be missing some, but just in terms of the times that he's hit the ground and it's been productive, I've got 3 times so far, hon. And last year, like, we sort of joked with it, like, dude, you gonna stay off the ground? But he's done that. And I think just his alertness, the way that he understood how this team was trying to defend the pick and roll in this particular ball game, matching up with Capella, being a beast on the glass. And of course, I'm still in love with the way he was setting screens versus Boston. I want to see more of that, even though I didn't see a ton of it tonight. I just think that he is locked in and ready to take his game to the next level this season, and it is fantastic for this squad.
Can you tell us what Allen's thinking about right now?
Are we still talking about? We're still talking about the game?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was going to say, no, I got you. Just let me know where we're going.
Alan's thinking Monica has to get the bus.
If you can read his mind, all the more power to you.
We all know. It's about this time when you do these things. It's about this time the clock in your head starts going, okay, the bus is going to be leaving. I got to go. Right. So Monica needs to go.
All right, Monica. We'll see you Friday night in Washington, all right?
Thanks, guys.
All right, you're talking about Mitch, 15 rebounds, Capella, 3.
Yeah.
And Jalen Brunson, 24
And you remember,
points.
the playoff series, now remember, Mitchell Robinson was injured in that series. But that playoff series 3 years ago, Mitch Robinson wasn't there. Clint Capella dominated that series. We all wondered what would be the difference if Mitchell Robinson was there. He always said, if I was there, it wouldn't have happened. So that you have that part of it, I think you watch the evolution of this player. But let's also talk about the finisher. Remember, in Boston, what were we saying? Jason Tatum. You know, he was the closer. He was the finisher for the Celtics. Who was going to do it for the Knicks in a road game against the Hawks team? Well, it was Jalen Brunson. He made every play that needed to be made as well. And that's what I said the matchup to watch in this game was what? Him versus Trae Young. Why? Not just because of the game itself, because Trae Young had a great performance, not scoring-wise, but had 17 assists. But for Brunson, these performances matter against a guy who has been an all-star twice in the East. If he wants to, which a lot of people believe he is, claim himself as an all-star point guard, as somebody that should be on the Eastern Conference all-star team, these are the performances head-to-head that he has to win. And he won them with big plays down the stretch, big buckets. As I said, getting to his spot there, and also had 8 assists in this game. That's what's important about these matchups for him personally. He'll never talk about it. He's all about, this is the team win.
It's all about what he did wrong when he doesn't do a lot wrong.
It's amazing, but he'll probably point to some things that he did wrong. But other people need to talk about it. And so you look at these matchups, and when it comes time to decide making the All-Star team, you consider him head-to-head with Trae. You got the better of Trae now twice so far early this season. Remember, he had a 30-point game the first time they met. He had 26 in this one and played outstanding down the stretch in winning time.
Brunson, 8 total field goals, only 2 twos. 6 threes.
That's all right.
Getting it done from downtown.
Count them.
Knicks as a team were on fire from downtown.